It's going? Okay. First things first, because of who she is, and she'll pull you if she's being a snot. Make sure you got your gloves. I like to make sure that I have the halter ready so that the nose is easily presented to her. Make sure you have this before you even open up. I crack it to get an estimate of where she's at, whether she's going to come right to the door or not. Check to see how her face is looking, if she's going to try to shove her way out. And she's been out day before yesterday, before you came out, Hunter. So this here is just to remind her, you need to stay back. So if she comes up too close, it's more to the ground. If you have to come up higher, up on the chest, to whack her if you need to. She's been pretty respectful, but with you, Hunter, since you haven't done it, she may check you. I wouldn't be surprised if she did. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this as near as I can, like anywhere that's comfortable for me to grab it. I don't want the door all the way open because I want to keep her from thinking she can't. Now I'm going to go around the side of me. She wants to put her nose on me. If I remember I told you about doing this. So the moment she sticks her nose on you, let's give her some attention on that nose. She's like, crap, I didn't like, that's not what I wanted. So I'm going to play this with her for a moment until she remembers that putting that nose over here is probably not going to be as comfortable as she likes. Because this is where I want to be, is right here. But I don't want her putting her nose over here and helping me. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want, right here. Then I'll give her the halter. Because this is actually all she wants. But because she's so anxious and pushy about it, she, as you well know, nips and bites and pushes. So make sure you do that part first. Get her so that she's got her nose facing front and not towards you. And by the way, this is John that's videoing. I'm sure he's taking notes. So I'm not going to walk out right away with her. I'm going to give her some rope lead. She's already stepping back, which is what I want, is her to recognize this is my space. She's not to come into it. So she's already getting a little bit anxious, but not terribly, because she's been out. If she'd been in for a couple of days, she wouldn't be quite as chill right now. She's a little snot when she's been in. Now you can stay. I might tap the ground to remind her. And give her a good vigorous flick her a little bit. So you're going to go back there. But I don't want her to turn, so I'm hanging on to her, hence the gloves. I just want her to step back. Okay, back up. And I get a little bit of acknowledgement. She doesn't really have any place to go. I'm looking for that try. I want her to acknowledge what I'm asking her to do. And if she can't, that's fine. I want her to at least give me that effort. And just stay out of my space. Don't come forward until I say so. Now when it comes to coming out, I'm always on the buckle side. She's not ready for me to do it on the off side. Always on her buckle side. Later on we can do the off side, but we got to get this down for everybody where it's just like she knows. This is how it always is. So I'm going to take my lunge whip and I'm going to use it like a tail. And it's going to be on her buckle side. And it's just this reminder, you stay the heck off of me. And then I want to use it over here to remind her she doesn't get to run past me. So she's pushing me. We're too excited because I use a lot more of the lunge whip than I normally do with her. And it's just because I'm using it for a demonstration on how I deal with her, especially on the rough days. This hand here, it goes up. Tail. Think tail when you're using this lunge whip. There. And I just want a little calm down, back it up, and let's mind our manners. We're going to use the lunge whip as a reminder, one way or the other, which way we don't want to go, and this is how I'm going to control her movement. And just keep it chill. Now, choose your battle, because when she's really, really anxious to get out, she's not this easy. Choose your battle. If you have to go all the way in, turn her around, come back out, until she chills out, that's what you got to do. So right now, we're doing pretty good. Come on. Good girl. Come on. She's like, I'm not so sure because you've been telling me no. Come on. It's okay. Come on. And it's just a rocking. Good girl. Give her a chance to think. Huh. 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 You didn't listen to me. Huh. Huh. Good girl. And I do my best not to for her to stay quiet for a second before I take that halter. Stay quiet. Now, when she gets really raunchy and just won't, we just simply keep going on this until she will. Okay, so for you, for Hunter, I'm going to say just the hindquarters at the moment. If you can, if she will, it's going to be harder. Front end can go that way to get her away from you. But don't try to, for now, don't try to cross her in front of you unless you really got to quiet like this. This is what I'm going to ask for. And as you can see, she kind of really goes off. So what that was, it was to the outside shoulder, blocking her coming into. It's just really, that's the motion that I'm doing. So it's asking the outside shoulder, don't come in. Outside shoulder, don't come in. And then, hey, hindquarters are too close, bring him over. Bring it over. This hand goes up high, asking for no. Ask, You don't need to lay down right away. I knew she was going to want to do this because she's been allowed to lay down. I'm looking for that hip. I'm looking at the hip. My hand is pretty much parallel to that hip. This hip bone. Parallel to the hip bone. And I'm going to whack you. Do it again. Do that. Give it to me. Thank you. She's demanding that she get laid down and lay down. And I'm not going to let her touch you. Thank you. Thank you. You deserved it. Thank you. And we wait. So we come to her stop, we wait for a second. Chill out. Same routine. That nose does not get to come to me. Right here. I want to come over here. I'm comfortable enough to put that down? No. She wants to help me. We don't get to help. So I'm looking for a little bit of relaxation here. No. Hug. Hug. You're trying to help too much. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Nice and light. Nice and light. Engage. And then turn your head down. And let magic drop off and get the heck out of the way. Now, when she hasn't been out for a while, when I cut it loose, I gotta watch it. Because she wants to come back at me and jump. Basically, you know, she's having fun. She's wanting to play. But she's playing with a human. She can't come running at me like she would another horse in a playful fashion. So that's why, depending on her temperament, if she hadn't been out for a couple of days, I would have to be using this to guard myself. If I don't guard myself, she's going to come back up on top of me. So if you're lucky enough to have somebody with you like I do today to manage the gate for you, you're in a lot better shape. I prefer to be here to remind her, you don't get to be over here. I'm going to make it very uncomfortable and unpleasant to be here. And the more we can make it uncomfortable and unpleasant to be here, the less likely, or I should say the more likely over time, she'll learn not to run at you towards the gate. Now, to catch her is basically keeping her from coming off of you. Again, I'll show it to you here. This is kind of one of those bad behavior times. And I don't want her acting towards me like this. If she wants to come to me, she can. But she cannot come to me at a trot because she's not respectful enough. Murphy, I could have him come at me at a gallop or a trot. I know he's going to run me over. I don't trust her. She's asking. Oh, good girl. So now that we're like calming down, come on. I might ask her to come. Come on. Come on. Is she going to walk to me? Good girl. And she's walking with some attitude towards me, so I don't consider that her ready to be caught. Good girl. Good girl. And good girl for her is a big deal. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Grimm. Pooh. 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 Good girl. Not gonna lie, because I don't want that cat to kick at me. Can you check and see, can I come over here? You let me come over here? And then I know that she's gonna let me come over here. I'm gonna offer that halter. And normally, there we go. Most of the time she's really ready to be caught, she's gonna drop that halter, her face into that halter. Most of the time she's like, I am really ready to go. Sometimes when I'm catching her, she's wanting to bite at something. And very much like filet, she'll grab that whip. I'll let her have it. We'll already have this on her. Good girl. And I asked for that drop. So, she'll bite at it as you're trying to get it on her. She'll bite at the whip. Oftentimes she'll grab the whip as you're getting the halter over the nose. Usually what she's targeting is that. Basically trying to get that mind really willing and calm. You don't get to come running at me over here. And that's what I'm talking about. We're talking play here. But I'm not playing with you. You don't get to play with me. You're too dangerous. She's going to do what any other horse does to play with a horse. She's going to come at you with your feet, bite, kick. That's what the horses do to each other. As anybody who has horses know, including you, Hunter. So that's the reason why she cannot be allowed to gallop at you ever. She can't be allowed to trot at you. She can walk quiet to you, licking and chewing, because she's thinking about it actively, how she's approaching. And I really don't want her at the gate. You can stay away from it. All right, that's pretty much it. Mystery toy. I wasn't aware that it was in here, but she's enjoying this toy, and I hope she doesn't pop it. Oh boy, oh boy. I think I might go. I might have to rescue this ball.